positive? Good? You want more? We are going to have a nice conversation.
Yeah, let's see.
My best friend Sergey.
I can.
Am I your best friend?
Sure.
Can you tell me what kind of tea is that?
Yeah, this is a Chinese tea. I mean, this is a Taiwan tea. They call it oolong. The oolong is this tea between the green and black. So it's a bit fermented, but not completely. So it's really nice tea that we're gonna drink. Now I will warm up the cups a little bit. So enjoy the smell. Would you like to try?
It's great.
Smells really nice.
If I ask you what is tea good for?
What is tea good for? No, it has a lot of micro elements and vitamins for sure, peptides, and that are good for our health. But generally, I'm drinking tea to be focused because nice tea gives you a nice feeling. It makes you centered, focused, calms down your mind. Some of them they're like supporting the conversation. Some of them gives you an energy. Some of them, different tea, different purpose. They're giving you a different state.
Yep.
So. Hello guys, I'm Sergey. We decided today with my friend Ayhan to record this video, just spontaneous, and to see what will happen, how the conversation will go. I will introduce myself a little bit. So from 2010 I'm busy with different healing techniques. I'm investigating different cultures, the shamanisms, the healing in traditional healing in Russia and the different traditions. I studied in the osteopathic school. I mean, this is the holistic approach when we work with the different layers of the body, with the bones, with the muscles, with the taking into account the emotional system, everything that is happening in the soul of the person. So this is kind of holistic approach that I have. And from 2014 I'm also busy with the human design. So this is a system that is operating with the date of birth. This is the system that helps to get information about personal individual characteristics with taking into account the date of birth, and then we can discover what psychology of the person is functioning, how the body organized, how unconscious part is functioning, what kind of natural gifts the person have, what kind of strong points and what are the weak points of the person. So, and taking everything into account, we decided to talk. I had prepared some questions. Maybe I will share something about the human design, something about how we can correct the health system with these techniques, with these approaches, and how it can be useful for the psychology or for our body, for the relationships, for how we can improve the quality of the life in general. So this is the thing that we're going to discuss. I hope you will enjoy. This topic is quite big, so we will try to reveal some parts today. but I think we're gonna continue and we will come back to this topic again when we'll have a nice weather, free time for that, and yeah, we'll just keep you posted, guys.
Sergey, what is human design?
This is a system that allows us to receive the individual characteristic of the exact person. We're using the different data, for example, the date of birth, the place of birth, and the date and the time, and according to that we can get the individual pattern, so to say, individual characteristic of the person. With the human design we can say how psychology is operating, what kind of differences each person have, how unconscious side is operating, what is important to pay attention in the decision making process for the specific person. We can say about strong parts. Some people, they have a strong energy, some people, they are here to express their emotions, their feelings, some people are really smart, and some people have problems with it because they don't have access to energy, for example, or they have to deal with the stress in the specific time. There is some nuances or details in the decision making process. For example, some people, they are more emotional, and some people, they are more spontaneous, so they have to listen to their intuition, and the other person, they need to wait some time to make a decision, so to say. Some of them are more mentally active, and so on. So about all these different parts in our system, in our life, human design can give us an insights and make our life so to say easier. It can help you to reduce the resistance from your life, because when you're understanding yourself more, and when you understand how your body operates, how your unconscious side operates, how your psychology operates, you can understand yourself better, and when you understand yourself better, you can make different decisions that are more effective and more attuned with your body and with your psychology, so to say. So yeah, I would say this is about that's what the human design about. And
so, what I understood that you want to say that human design is helping you, that you recognize and understand yourself better.
Yeah, not only yourself better, but the people around you. And you can we have the different type of analysis, so you can understand how you relate to other people, also what kind of difficulties and the challenges can be in the relationship with a different person, so to say. And by making this analysis, you can see how different person is organized, so you can have a respect to other person, you can understand the other person, and you can understand yourself and navigate the relationship between you two. So it will be based not on the judging, and you will not be trying to fix other person. Instead, you will try to respect the other person.
What is healing?
Yeah, healing, I would say that this is the multi-dimensional process, because healing can be in the different levels, and each person needs a healing on the different level, because the disease, if we call it disease or blockage or some dysfunction in our system, it can be on the different levels. For example, one person can have a trauma. He can fall down, he or she can fall down, like break the bones or create some trauma, some tension by the physical accident. And then we need the physical manipulation, yeah, to adjust the bones, the position, to reduce the tension in the muscles, to balance, to release this tension in the body. This is the treatment on the physical level, that when we are doing the specific test, when we are looking where is the tension in the body, and then we're releasing this tension. So then all the symptomatic and all the problem symptoms, they are going away, because we're treating the key point in the body, so to say. We treating the reason of the disease, for example. This is the one thing. But most of the time, the problem of our health issues, they're caused by the mental disease. So when we think in a wrong way, for example, we have a negative thoughts, we have a fear, and we have a fear about a certain topics. So our attention is always in the specific images in our consciousness. So we're thinking about some thoughts, and by that we're putting our energy inside ourselves. We're not busy with something else when we're expressing ourselves and presenting to the world, doing some work, but sometimes our attention is stuck inside of us. There is a different type of people, they need healing on the different levels. So the first of all, we will take the most, not the most common, but when something is happening, for example, when a person get a trauma, when they're breaking the bone, or when they're falling down, traumatizing their back, or when they're playing sports and something is happening, so they have a tension in their body. And then they're coming, we're making a specific test, we're checking how the tension organized in the body, like the manual tests. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean you're finding the place which is hurting more?
Not the place which is hurting more, because normally you can have a pain in the one region of your body, but the reason can be in a different one. For example, because our body is the one system, and everything is connected through the muscles, through the fascia. This is the specific layer of the muscles. So everything is connected, and sometimes you can have a tension, or for example, just imagine that you break the bone, or you have a tension in your feet, and through all these muscles, the tension goes through the different region of your body, and you have a problem there. You have a pain there. But the reason can lay down on the different level. So by doing specific tests, where we need to find the key point, so to say, that we need to correct the reason, and then we are making the correction. There is two different type of tests. First, there is a manual test. If you will pay attention to the body of the person, if you will pay attention to your hands, if you're able to perceive not only one local region of the body, but when you're able to feel the tonus of the muscles, you know how the tension in the body organized, how the structures are moving, so to say. You can move them literally. You can move the different parts of the body, and you can see some of them can be more rigid, some of them can be more beweglich, or the more, how you say this in English? This is a German word, but anyway, the movement in the specific structure, for example, in the legs, in the pelvis, in the chest, and the back, you can see how the movement is going. And by analyzing this, you can just see which parts of the body are more in tension, and which parts are doing well, so to say. And by analyzing the whole system, these key points, these specific points that are more in tension in the system, by analyzing the whole system, for example, here you have a more tension in the shoulder, here you have a tension in the pelvis, here you have a tension in the foot. By analyzing all of this, you get the whole image of the body. And
so here, what is the next step exactly? You found the place, and then what you do normally?
Then you're making the specific techniques by sometimes you're positioning the bone in the right way, or that you're releasing the muscles. If the reason is physical, so to say, yeah, you're doing a specific balancing. I wouldn't go there now, because it can sound quite complicated, because to do this technique you need to develop a specific sensitivity that we were learning on the specific seminars, the specific education. So you need to be able to feel the body.
I was just so curious about to ask. So
simply said, you need to be in a specific state that you're able to perceive the situation in the body, what's happening in the body of your client. You need to be able to feel the tensions and the relaxed parts of the body, and then you need to be able to feel how tissues are organized. So sometimes they are organized, the tension is organized in the specific direction. So you need to feel these directions also, and then work with them in a specific way with the healing techniques that we are describing on the specific seminars, so to say.
So yeah, would you now, sometimes we meet somebody, we have pain here.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are in depression. We have some problem. It's just physical here in mind.
Yeah.
And then could you please also speak about that?
Yeah. This is the second topic that I want to talk about, because at the beginning I said that the different people, they have a different type of the problems. Some problems, they are physical. But as we live in the society,
No, I just asked the question because I know you said that. I said also I say something, wilderness.
yeah, that's what I want to explain. That some problems they are caused by the physical traumas and stuff. But as we live in the society, in this world that is always busy, we need to be hurry. We don't have the time to reflect on ourselves. A lot of we will call it diseases or problems or blockages. They're coming from the diseases of our mind, the way we think. For example, if we have a fear about something, if we feel alone all the time, if we have some feelings that we cannot express, or if we overwhelmed with something and we not able to process, then it also can cause the disease. Or when some accident is happening, for example, some emotional trauma in the childhood, for example, when you were treated not in a good way by your parents or by your friends in the school, a lot of stuff can happen. And when something emotional is happening, sometimes people don't have enough time and don't have enough support to go through these feelings, to completely feel everything what is there, to completely release this traumatic experience. And they don't have a time. Just imagine something happened, something really shocking experience or traumatic experience, and you didn't have a support, and then you need to go for work, then you need to take care of your children and so on, and you just going there not paying proper attention to what happened. So this is the kind of we can say the energy that is stuck in the body, or some kind of experience that is stuck in the body. And if you keep living, if you're not paying enough attention to that, after some time it can cause a disease, because you have an energy blockage in your system. In that way, when the people are coming to the therapy or to the sessions, be it a distance session or be it a presence session in the presence, yeah, we can also not to diagnose, but we can make specific tests which can allow us to figure out where this coming from, when there is some emotions coming from. Our body is a map, so you can see which part have a problem, and it's already connected by experienced people. For example, the masters and the teachers who's working a lot, they figured out some sequences. For example, if you have a pain in a specific part of the body, then it's quite often connected with the specific feelings. In that case, we can say that some organs or some parts of the body, they are hurting because the people, for example, some people can have fears. Some people can have an aggression towards themselves. Some people over-controlling themselves. Some people are trying to hold their aggression in themselves, like accumulating their aggression. Some people have enough support. Some people getting offended by other people, Some people have a lot of stuff in their mind that they try to control.
The pain which I say that's a mental pain, or do you have anything to do with that?
Yes, quite often that you're describing this mental pain or something, I would describe how this mechanism is working. For example, you have some situation that you want to reach something, or you, for example, fear. You did something, you pay a lot of money you bought some piece of land, for example, and you're afraid because you have a lot of thoughts what may happen, like maybe you go bankrupt, maybe it will not gonna work, maybe something will happen, and so on. You have a lot of images, your mind are going to these thoughts, to these thoughts, to these thoughts, and there is a feelings there. You're worried that something will happen with you and so on. So by that you're getting disconnect yourself from the physical reality. You're going to your mind. You're losing the contact with your breath, with your body. You're going to these illusions of the mind. And for example, if you're having fear all the time, your energy gets concentrated in a specific region of the body. And if your energy stuck there for a long time, it causes the tension on the physical level, because our consciousness and our body, they are connected together. In our Russian culture, people say that that our body is the consciousness that became more dense, so to say, like the cottage cheese, you know. We have a consciousness, and our body, this is like the cottage cheese from our consciousness. Yeah. So in that sense, by treating this unhealthy states of the mind, I would say we can treat also the body problems, because sometimes you can come to the therapist, you can make some manipulation, release the muscles, but when the situation is still there, when you keep going circles in your mind and keep accumulating this tension in your system, nothing will change. And sometimes we're using different techniques, so to say, we can sometimes some parts of the body showing what kind of problem person have.
Can you explain me more about this subject? Because it's
As I said, that some parts of the body, they're representing the specific emotions, they're connected with the specific emotion. And when person coming with the tension in the liver, so to say, we have in Russian we have a saying that some situation can sit in your liver, you know, that you cannot digest. In some cultures, they believe that the soul lives in the liver, for example.
it's very interesting, because in our Kurdish culture, when somebody is super sad or some very bad thing happened to them, like to losing a member of family, they state my liver burns or have been burned.
Yeah.
Like that, everything is there.
Yeah, everything is there. The liver in Russian is a pechin. A pechin, in Russian we have, you know, the stove when you're baking the bread.
Yeah.
We call it pech. So our liver have the same quality to digest the life, through this, you know, fire that we have in our system, to digest some, I don't know, emotions or negative situations, thoughts and everything. So when we see the problem with the liver, for example, doing specific tests, and we see that like the tissues are in tension there, then we can, you know, talk with the person, like maybe some stuff is bothering, and then some situation like popping up, and then we can discuss this situation. Sometimes the heavy emotions like popping up, so then we're giving support to the person so they can go through these emotions, you know, to release everything. Because in a normal life, people trying to be nice to each other, so they're like holding their anger, they don't want to have a conflict, they want everything be nice, and then they're like accumulating all these social protocols and the rules. They're like sometimes disconnecting a human from our wild nature. Thank you for this time that we spent together today, that we discussed some topics. They were important, and I think we will continue for the future in our next videos. We will reveal some other topics. If you guys are interested in specific questions or some specific topics that we can reveal, you can write, and then let's see what's gonna happen. We will try to give answers. Okay.
So yeah, thank you so much, Sergey, and say goodbye. Peace.
Bye bye. Ciao.